the thing. And
Pretty French.
someone should tell me eventually, but not today, because I want to go in
It's
here.
pretty obvious.
I want to go in here fucking fresh, like a newborn infant. Fresh from the womb of not knowing. I'm just doing it. I have no clue. We're live now. Let me just post my stuff. But
That's when I said, that's not a banana, that's my wife.
whoa! I love wife joke. Do you love wife joke? Man, I love wife joke. Have you ever had a wife? Do you love to make a joke out of her? Hi, welcome to my Reddit post. I'm gonna tell you how to make your wife a banana.
Men of Reddit, why isn't your wife a pickle?
Yeah. It would be the funniest shit you ever seen. What? Imagine being someone's wife and like sending them a picture, sending your significant other a picture of Pickle Rick and saying, "I'm sorry, I can't be her." That's how I feel sometimes. I'm sorry, I can't be Pickle Rick. Pickle this, Rick this.
I can. I can do it.
You can do it? You can be Pickle Rick?
Yeah.
I love how now the picture is just me, my anime face zoomed in. It's a little unsettling, but I'm gonna keep it, whatever.
It's really all about confidence. Welcome to my new Pickle Rick tutorial.
Hi. Have you ever
Hi.
wanted to turn yourself into a pickle? Funniest shit I ever seen? Now's the time you can.
Oh, you don't want to be? Oh, okay. I don't know why you clicked on this video then.
Yeah, I don't know why you're here. Okay, we're starting.
We're shitting, we're starting, and we're farting, and we're sharding?
Okay, let me actually adjust this size because it's a little... Okay. Some ambiance over there. Do you want me to read, Yazaro, or are you gonna read?
Oh, you're streaming. Okay, good. Yeah, no, you go ahead and do your own character's narration there.
Okay. Any
but
tips?
are we streaming right now? Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. Let me just hold on. Just wanted to tell the server I'm in. Okay.
Warn them of my ignorance to come.
You're ignorant of cum?
We both.
Sorry, I just died.
Why were you about to make that same joke?
Maybe.
Shut your ups. I can't fucking stand. I fake friends. I can't fucking stand fake friends.
Starting off with a bang.
Yeah. So, do you have any tips for like the voice you like? What kind of vibe should I give this?
Oh, actually, well, I mean, bear in mind, like these are all clones of the same guy.
Mhm.
And I don't know if all the clones share the same voice.
Mhm.
Probably. But, that would be boring. But I remember that the guy, the voice lines that are available for this guy in the game that this is a spin-off of is like... Let me think, what's a... Oh, here's a line that I've heard enough that I remember what it sounds like. You have offended the most perfect. As Horatio, we are most vexed.
Okay, so I want to sound like a Dorcas.
Yeah.
Like an imperious-sounding dickbag, but I don't know. It's
yeah. So I need to really embody Reddit.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Here we go. Endless space to Horatio voice lines. Let me just send this to you real quick.
Okay.
They only saw what was in the mirror.
Okay, I'm just gonna click on this.
Also, oh yeah, I could have just shown you the prologue. That would have been very good. But oh well, whatever.
Okay.
What if this game is voiced?
Oh, it does have. It had a voice volume meter.
Yeah. What if
I
it's
don't
all
recall.
voice?
It's been a while since I played it, but I don't remember it having voice acting.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
I mean,
I'm gonna mute stream for a bit, so you don't hear me listening to Horatio's voice lines. But I'll be right back. Okay, I can do that. It is impossible. That was not good. It is impossible to dissociate my story from that of Horatio, the first of our name. The first beings to travel widely between the stars were known as the Endless. We of no earlier form of intelligent life that moved. What we know of no intelligent. Oh, fuck! I got lost.
We're just gonna skip over that. Like, okay, whatever. I fucked that up, but
no, I'll never do. I'll never surrender. We know of no earlier form of intelligent life that moved. Shut the fuck. We know of no other form of intelligent life that moved between galaxies. Their history is glorious, but above all tragic. Though they unlocked the secrets of time, space, the stars, and life itself, they were unable to master their own internal conflicts. What remains now of the Endless are strange, disjointed traces in the forms of seeds, of observatories, of experiments, of cities and worlds, and perhaps, though not all of this is clear or verifiable, in the forms of other peoples. Many starfaring civilizations have since risen to the fore. Some have fallen as well. Events in recent history have led to an explosion in the number of players in the galactic scene. One of these, undoubtedly a major one, is Horatio. Once upon a time, Horatio was just a man, a simple trillionaire? Oh, so he's oh no, he's rich.
He's Jeff Bezos, the final evolution.
Oh no, that's why his bald head's so big.
Yeah,
oh, no.
likes to slap his bald head. We blocked to slap his bald head.
One night, a vision came to him in the shape of a dream. It was the vision of an empire, an eternal life. He left everything behind, venturing through the stars. Over the ages, he discovered many of the mysteries left by the Endless, and his knowledge and power grew. He created his first sons, and willed his empire into existence, a beacon of all that is brilliant and beautiful. Now the empire of Horatio flourishes, and Horatio himself is immortal, with a power to rival that of the Endless themselves. Some say that they were living gods. They're dead now, though, while we thrive through our brother, our god, Horatio. What should I do? What should I do? Go towards the light or stay in the dream a little bit longer?
I don't remember, but I think staying in the dream lets you get more exposition.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say stay in the dream a bit longer.
Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Delicious.
It's your zone.
I hear a beautiful song. I don't want to wake up just yet.
It's your song.
That's my song.
They're playing my song.
Stay in the dream.
Stay in the dream a bit longer.
I hear a beautiful song. I don't want to wake up just yet.
This soundtrack whips ass.
It does.
I don't want to progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go towards flight. It doesn't seem like this does anything.
Yeah, I think I hear someone.
All the clones in this batch are to be decanted today. I know this is earlier than the original schedule planned for, but the schedule didn't plan for 2 patrol squads in the heartland of the Empire to go missing within a month. Just follow my lead and the procedure will be fine. If you do well today, you might be promoted to junior lab technician earlier than expected.
Do you want to do a warden?
Oh. No, because I'm playing Minecraft.
Okay. This would be amazing, sir. Don't interrupt. Most of the process is automated, but contrarily to some of the clone hacking sequences you've seen in class, the final steps are still done by hand. There are procedures for which a computer cannot be trusted, and you have to rely on steady Horatio judgment. Back to our specimen. You'll handle clone births A through L. I'll do the other row. Pick one and get to work.
I'm giving birth?
Can you hear
Horatio
me?
birthing sequences.
One moment I'm asleep, and the next I'm alive. My eyes struggle to adjust to the brightness of this room. It slowly comes into focus. There's a man in a white and blue uniform bent over me with a bald, elongated head and a look of concern
Elon
on
Musk?
his face.
I can't believe Horatio is every billionaire.
Horatio is a perfect blend of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and the Coneheads.
Yeah, the ultimate sexual predator.
Hello?
Ooh.
We're gonna breeze right past that one. Ah, you're awake. Great. I have a couple of questions for you.
He shoves the small holopad he's holding in my face. It's very bright and I recoil slightly, groaning something. He starts flipping the pages when the other voice calls out.
Come over, please. I need your help.
Can I just say, look at that thigh gap. Like he's standing up straight.
Absolutely
Does not
no
even
penis.
No dick, but still. I was gonna say something really fucking no dick, but serving cunt. We love to see it.
Oh my fucking god.
Jesus Christ, I love it.
Good Jeff will hear you. Be quiet.
The man looks for a
We've
place.
already invoked his name 3 times. His attention is upon us.
The man looks for a place to put down the holopad, then realizes his outfit doesn't have pockets big enough to accommodate it.
I think Horatio is just Jeff Bezos, but yassified.
Oh my god, he is.
Turgis 407, I'm talking to you. Get moving. Yes, sir. Coming.
He looks down at me and ends up putting the tablet down next to me.
I'll be back.
Hell yeah, free iPad. He trots away and out of sight. I struggle to prop myself up on one elbow so I can keep watching him. He stops at a platform some distance away, on which lies a naked man. Another uniformed man is standing nearby, looking at a side panel next to the platform. All 3 of them look exactly alike. Brothers?
How up, sir?
The uniform...
I already said that, but I guess it didn't go through.
Yeah, you cut out, I guess. The uniformed man points at the naked form in front of him.
This clone is faulty. The lights are on, but it seems nobody's home.
I try to make sense of all of this. These people are clones of one another?
Sir. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? He can hear us, but he can't respond. Something must have gone wrong during the process. On the outside, he's fine, but his motor or educational imprinting is flawed. The result is this useless hulk. What good is it being beautiful if you can't make everyone proud? The cloning vats are near perfect, but every once in a while, some other part of the pipeline produces a disgusting abnormality. Let's take care of him and chalk him up as a total loss. What do you need me to do? Simple. Take his legs.
Oh?
Beat his meat.
Beat his meat! Everybody beat his meat! They turn into club mode. Those big bald heads shift into clubs. Is that canon? You have to tell me if that's how the universe works. That's what the heads are for.
Nobody knows the purpose of the heads.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that means it's open
it's one
to
of the great
interpretation.
mysteries of the galaxy.
The man called Turgis F07 grabs the unmoving clone by the ankles and looks at the other clone. The latter has passed his hands under the clone's arm and pulls him off the platform with a grunt.
We'll put the body in the recycling chute. This way we get the nutrients back. Think of it as his way of contributing.
Both of them tug and pull haphazardly, and before long they're panting. Oh, they're weak!
We can't afford to show weakness at this time, or ever. Everything and everyone is perfect and beautiful in the Horatio Empire. It's a kindness we're doing to him, when you think about it.
I watch as they come nearer and realize there are about a dozen other men on the platforms. All of them are in various states of lying down or sitting up, looking at the grotesque scene with mild interest. Every single one of them is a carbon copy of the trio in front of us. I catch my reflection in the surface and suddenly realize I too am one of them. A clone. Of them. A Horatio.
It is a good thing we caught this now so we can fix it before the ceremony. Our records need to be perfect. Otherwise, we'll end up in a backwater station decanting only he knows what. This is a small blessing, really. For you and me, I mean. For him, not so much.
The trio passes in front of me, and for a moment my eyes lock onto those of the faulty clone. Far from being dead inside, I can see fear radiating from him. He knows he's going to be killed off because he's imperfect. I sit up and try to figure out what the tests are about. I don't want to follow this guy into the recycling chute. Every time I think about what a memory test entails, I come up with a blank. I think that's the issue right there. My body is functional. I can understand what people are saying and think, but there's nothing of the memory implants they mentioned. I'm a blank slate. Like every fucking visual novel protagonist, we are the blank slate.
Prop him up while I open the chute.
I gotta do something about this. I turn around to look at the clone next to me, who is gazing about with an air of studied detachment. Our eyes lock and his expression shifts to a scowl. I haven't done anything to deserve it, although I've been fidgeting on my platform. What are you looking at, substrate? I rummage for a good comeback. All these guys seem to hold perfection in very high regard. I know what'll shut him right up.
Your mom sucked me good and hard through my jorts.
I wish there's a third option. I hack into the code of the game. I input the third option. You're ugly. I love the second one. I'm just wondering whose clone you are. Surely you can't be one of us.
The second one definitely.
Yeah.
That's
That
definitely
one
Horatio.
fucks. That one's so fucking good. I'm just wondering whose clone you are. Surely you can't be one of us. It takes him a moment, but he eventually gets it. He reddens and mutters under his breath. It definitely doesn't sound friendly. I realize we seem to be easily provoked, and causing a scene just might be my way out. I pull my legs off the platform to do just that when I catch something about to fall off. It's the holopad Turgis F07 left by my side. Maybe there's some information in there that'll help me cheat my way through the test instead. What should I do? I wanna fucking... Can I cheat? Should I cheat?
I don't remember how this goes.
I'm just gonna save.
This is up to you. It's a visual novel. It's your choices.
I'm gonna cheat, 'cause I love cheating. If I just say enough things, they'll think I'm correct. Hold on, I gotta text my mom. I'm gonna ask her if I can get tacos.
Yeah. This king likes to text her mom.
Yeah, I kind of love to text my mom because I love my mom.
Yeah.
That's like kind of a thing that I do and only I do. I'm the only person on earth who loves their mom.
I kind of invented being a child.
Yeah, I kind of I invented childhood. Before me, there was nothing. Look for information to cheat. I'm cheating. I'll go for the subtle approach. I sit back down and put the holopad in my lap. There are a number of tabs open: medical procedures, inventories, the news. There's a tab that seems to be a serial called Forbidden Love. I press the button in front of the image on it, and the show resumes. The sound is off, subtitles are on. I can only guess Turgis FO7 is not as studious as he appears. The show is taking place in a richly decorated room, with draperies hanging off the walls, pieces of ornate furniture, elongated vases, and tall chalices. Everywhere, portraits, statues, 3D holograms representing me. Well, the me who's in charge. We seem to be really into ourselves. And right on cue, there's another me on screen. He's arguing about something with somebody we can't see. 2 other Horatios come into view, one dressed as a soldier, the other in civilian clothes. The soldier is demanding a rebellion, on a distant colony be met with force, while the civilian is offering a more measured approach, presenting it as magnanimous. Ooh.
What?
The argument goes back and forth for a bit.
It's not.
With the main me, who they call Prime, eventually making the call. He'll be magnanimous.
There we go!
Yeah, did it!
Way to go, King!
Thank you, King. And offer the rebels a chance to redeem themselves. The soldiers stomp off, while the other guy sticks around and shovels closer to him. They share a quick embrace before he slinks off. I fast forward a bit. The soldier comes back in the next scene in some sort of parlor. Prime and him exchange some oblique remarks, and it becomes clear that in the shadows, things are going to get pretty bad for the rebels anyway. So that's the way things are done around here. Okay. And the soldier tears off his uniform, revealing a perfectly smooth chest. The 2 exchange a smoldering look. Their lips meet with passion, and they fall to the ground. Oh! This is just one of his tabs, not even like that hidden. He's got like several tabs open, and one of them is just straight up a soap opera. God, I'm crying. I'm actually tearing up. That's so good. I hear footsteps approaching, and I swiftly put the tablet back down.
We found another defect in the clone.
Oh no. Horny. Oh no.
It's the weirdest synesthesia I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Turgis FO7 is coming my way. I rest my hands on the platform and do my best to look detached. I'm ready to play the part.
Right.
He picks up the tablet, swipes through it, then looks up at me.
Right.
I definitely saw it, and he knows I saw it.
Okay, I'll ask you a couple of questions. Just making sure everything's fine.
Let's get this
over with, pal. Oh, that's you, okay.
Yeah, let's get this over with, pal. I got places to be.
Settle down, please. This'll only take a moment. Looks like your motor controls are working fine. Let's tick that box and move on to the memory test. I'll make it short. What is the name of the first and foremost, our God, creator, and benevolent leader?
The big forehead in the sky, the man of my dreams. I know I'm gonna mess it up, but... the man of my dreams! Oh! FO7 lowers his holopad for a second and swoons.
I know, right? So dreamy.
He inhales sharply and looks into the distance. His gaze loses focus for a moment, and then he comes back.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, got caught in the moment. You're good to go.
Amazing.
I love that worked. Well, don't go anywhere. Sit tight and wait until we're done processing everyone else.
With that, he moves on, taking his holopad with him. I lay back on the platform and relax. Sometime later, the assistant comes back.
Thank you for waiting. I'm going to ask you to please head to the wardroom in the next room over where you'll find your station uniform.
I want to check what big forehead in the sky does. So, let me just refresh something, and then I'm going to do that. Um.
Maybe save up the first one, or...
Oh. Oh yeah, you're so smart. I was just gonna go back. Okay. Whoop. That's the history. Let's return.
I don't play as many, visual novels as you do, I think. This is like the one visual novel I've ever played.
Yeah, I was like a big fan, especially when I was younger, of visual novels, and I still have like a soft spot in my heart for them, especially if they have different mechanics. Um, because I'm a gamer. You see, I need to be stimulated. The big forehead in the sky.
Sexually.
Turgis FO7 looks at me directly in the eyes, and for a second I'm afraid that I've done something too stupid. Then the edge of his mouth curls up and he breaks into a smile.
You're wrong. If you intend on calling him that to his face, though, please let me know in advance so I can be there and watch what happens to you. Okay, you're officially a fully functioning Horatio.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload it to this just because if it saves anything, if it
You
saves it,
want that to
I want to
be-
be the horny one. I want to be the fucking horn ratio. That's like I want my legacy to be. I want them to know who I am. Oop, it touched my mic. Yeah, so ready to go. Oh, I got you a new line, Yuzaro.
Alright. Anyone will do. They're all the same size, obviously. After that, you'll be directed towards indoctrination. This will be followed by dinner, orientation, and you'll be shown to your quarters.
Orientation? What could a guy have? Why would a guy need orientation? To be gay?
Heterosexual.
To be to be gay?
Now, this way, please.
The door to the next room opens and we step inside. There's a few tables at the far end of the room. Uniforms are neatly stacked and folded, next to one another. We look to each other uneasily until someone steps forward and grabs a uniform, looks at it warily, and puts it on. We follow suit. It's some sort of what was I trying to say? Green jumpsuit with two deep pockets. It closes with a simple zipper in the front. The uniform is a pretty snug fit, and the fabric seems sturdy yet comfortable. I notice there are a pair of light boots under the table, so I take a pair. They're a bit tight. I put my hands in my pockets and look around me, waiting for what's next. The wait doesn't last. After a minute, another door opens. The assistant from before is holding his holopad and peers inside.
Okay, well, normally there's somebody else to show you the way to the indoctrination. We're a bit short-staffed at the moment, apparently. Nobody wants to fucking work anymore.
Nobody has a fucking work job. I was trying
They're
to make
paying
it.
us in Horatio bucks, which is script.
Oh, yeah, that fits. And the only what if they paid us in Horatio bucks, but what we got out of it was just, they were all worth one smooch from Horatio Prime. And we all, then it would be back on board, right? We'd all be back on board.
He pays us in exposure, but it's exposure to him.
Yeah, you get to be around me for 5 minutes.
That is actually very in character for Horatio Prime, I think.
Yeah, he does that. If you get you get 1 second.
It's like that Borderlands 2 bit, from Opportunity, where Jack is like, you get to go to the pleasure chamber, where you get to spend time standing next to a life-size likeness of me.
I love that. I love the energy here. There's a grumble from my neighbors at this lack of decorum.
I've lit up a path on the holo screens. It will guide you there. Just proceed down that hallway to the concourse and follow instruction. Sorry about that.
I shuffle out of the room, hesitantly walking down the hallway, hoping that I won't get lost, unless I run into another Horatio. The others are following me, although at a distance. No one seeming to want to take the initiative. They seem to be familiar with our surroundings, but not with the layout of the station. At least none of us has to pretend. I think no one wants to be the one going down the wrong way and making a mistake in front of the others. I've seen crossroads twice and stuck to the path indicated by an arrow on the wall screen. So far, so good. I keep walking. The others follow. Eventually, I hear a murmur in the distance, which grows to a distinct noise as I draw nearer. I love this art. It's like, it's gorgeous art. To be clear.
You want to know a fun fact about the playable Horatio faction in Endless Space 2?
Sure.
They have this special Empire trait called the Price of Perfection. It increases the damage of their ship's weapon modules, but, like, makes them cost more to make.
Ah.
Basically,
that's a fun name, too.
It's like everything is just super exact and, like, made to specifications and, like, ornate and shit.
Yeah, they gotta have luxury. The space luxury. That's the important part.
Yeah.
I see some bright lights in the distance in a much more colorful environment. I step out onto a plaza, a cathedral of green and gold. There are columns and glass everywhere, with manicured trees and shrubs in every corner, and overhead, an immense glass canopy. This must be the concourse. There are lots of other people here, all wearing the same jumpsuits, as we are. Something's going wrong in my body. Sorry. There are lots of other people here, all wearing the same jumpsuits as we are. Probably fresh new clones, just like us. Even my jaded brethren are all around me, murmuring among themselves in tones of wonder and amazement, as if talking out loud might make the wonders fade away. This way, please. The voice cuts through the noise effortlessly. In a moment, the conversations go quiet. A Horatio has appeared on an immense holo screen, inviting us to move along. There are more holo projections in the hallways leading to, what was it? Indoctrination? That sounds unpleasant. Nonetheless, I follow the crowd. We meander through the corridors for a couple minutes before we reach our destination. This is a huge room covered in rich materials, from the deep carpeting in the middle of the room to the paneled walls. There are long rows of wide, comfortable-looking seats, all facing a wall covered with an immense holo screen. Low columns form arcades and run along the walls of the room. It's beautiful. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's our fucking red. I bet he's the bad boy. We got our childhood best friend. We got our Sasuke.
He's the
up
Knuckles.
Here. He's the fucking Knuckles, the enchilada. How do you actually say? Is it Echnita? How do you actually say?
Echidna.
I'm sorry.
You okay, sequel?
I'm okay. I'm not okay. Echnita? What? I'm just having a.
It's
I'm having a ball.
Knuckles, the fajita.
Now that reminds me of that. I think you reblogged it, but it was like, fajita is taking or something.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, that one stuck out to me because I made fajitas yesterday.
Sure, you're just like, oh, huh? You look at your leftovers and see Vegeta.
Also, the fajitas came out amazing.
Yeah, they look
I used like
really
3
good.
different kinds of chili powder, and it was great. I loved it.
You need to tell me what different types of chili powder you got, because I usually just have the one. I need better options, because my fajitas tend to suffer. I must admit.
One was Chipotle, and the other one was like this one kind that I use. It's my favorite kind, but I can never remember like what the brand is called, and it doesn't even specify what kind of chili powder it is. It just says chili powder. I have no idea what's in it.
You just know it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
A Horatio in a red suit is standing with arms crossed on a low podium in front of the holoscreen. He has a look of studied annoyance on his face. Once all of us are inside the room, he speaks up.
May I have your attention, please?
The crowd falls silent. His voice carries across the room.
Will the real Horatio please stand up?
Everyone stands up. His voice carries across the room, and even from somewhere near the entrance, I can easily hear him.
Please take a seat. Go all the way through the row, and don't just hog the center seats. You'll hear me just fine from the sides as well.
Yeah, but will we
I'm here
see
to debate
you?
Steven Universe.
Oh no! There's a bit of a rush forward from the new clones to do exactly the opposite of that. Soon enough, a cluster of Horatios are sitting in the prime seats and preventing the rest of the file from moving along.
Oh, for his sake. Go around the audience and find a seat from the other side, and occupy the back and side seats if necessary.
I position myself carefully in a spot at the back. I'd rather watch what's happening and do my best to blend in. The Horatio in the red outfit seems about to continue when another moves in from the shadowy arcades to the side of the room and climbs the steps of the podium. His feet echo softly on the green marble tiles. The red Horatio closes his mouth and deflates a bit. The other one is moving pretty slowly, and from the envious look of my closest neighbors, I can only imagine that it's on purpose. He dismisses Red with a casual gesture of the hand and a smile. Red Horatio
But you
leaves
don't
the
own
stand.
an air fryer.
With a grin, the second Horatio turns to us, his cape flowing in an emphatic demonstration that he's here and demands our attention. When he speaks, his inflections are slightly different. I surmise that he probably spends a lot of time speaking in public.
Q, second-rate master, Sergeant Exers B12. That'll be all. To each and every me, welcome to Kappa Station, finest in the cluster. Your memory imprints do not cover the last couple of decades since the last backup was distributed among cloning facilities in this quadrant. Therefore, a lot of the information you know, and the things you know, may be outdated. This is a crash course in what has happened while you are sleeping.
Crash course? I love Tank Green.
First, have you
Wait,
heard
you
of
say
this
green!
fish lady?
Green Horatio. Oh, perfect. We've connected.
Oh god, sequel, hold on, real quick. How much do you know about the game this is based off of?
Nothing. Literally
Okay,
nothing.
so you don't know about Big Titty Fish Mommy.
Oh no, that one I do know because I think Warden shared it, and I was actually impressed by. For once, a big titty lady just having like proportions that made sense, you know. In
So
some
she's
way.
a girl boss, and you would love that.
I should probably get into it. I mean, at this point, I might as well hop in. For the girl boss only. Godspeed. You know
A
how
couple of
I
other
am.
characters I think would also count as girl bosses. I mean, like the leader of the Vodyani.
Yeah, she'd be a girl boss.
I
Yeah.
love Warden chiming in like, yeah. You guys know me though. You know,
Yeah.
I'm always on the search for new girl bosses. More than anything in this entire world.
Let's start with the most important thing. Etiquette with regards to my person. You may address me as third-ranked, esteemed Grand Headmaster Ratchai Aternus PO2. In settings that only compromise initiate level and above station personnel, you may simply call me Grand Headmaster or Master Aternus PO2.
Your granddad headmaster?
In public, you will always address me as your likeness. Provided that the honorifics have been properly given and received, in a small setting, you may subsequently call me Sir.
Okay, I love this art style for all the Horatios. I love this brush. I love like this ornate detail and like the very simple shading. Only at like the fabric folds. It looks so fucking good. This is such good art. Damn. He pauses for a second.
This is covered, let us move on to secondary topics. First, your own identity. It is with a great pleasure that I deem you all initiates. More specifically, your full name will be First Level Initiate Meghrez, since this is your facility of origin, and then your chosen name, along with your decanting birth and batch number. You are batch 21 of this administration. There is a holopad on your desk. You may use it now to approve your suggested name. Pick another one.
I look at the holopad resting on top of the desk. The screen reads First Level Initiate Megrez. Placeholders. F21. Placeholders. Is that... Do I really want to be called by that name? I'm sure I can find something better. Could I randomly type in letters? Wait, no, I'll be stuck with that. Better find something discreet, so I blend in. I press the delete button. The words enter your name appear instead. Horatius Primus.
I mean, there's probably something for typing in Horatio.
You know, I'm pretty sure I remember that, like, if you put Horatio, it says, like, no.
Oh. You cannot name yourself Horatio, for you are not him. Oh. Guess there is only one Horatio.
Horatio 2.
Horatio 2. Before settling... Report submitted to local leadership for attempted impersonation, possible maniacal delusion. Default name selected. Your
You might want to go back.
I can't go back.
Is it not letting you go back?
Oh wait, I can't go.
Okay, good.
That's so fun. Okay.
I think they should let you call yourself Horatio 2.
Hornithicus. What if I do Horatius Primus? What happens? Oh.
Okay, yeah, no.
No!
It really... I think it just looks for anything that says Horatio in it.
Oh my gosh. Horatio.
I think Hornithicus is...
Oh!
Wow! It really doesn't let you get close, does it?
No, it got me. It let me do that.
Oh.
Let me... let me just do that.
Oh,
The
green.
screen flashes green for a second after I hit the submit key. I think if it sees the letters Horatio in a row, I think it fucks up. Okay, my first name is First Level Initiate Megrez Horny Ratio F21
You know, it's funny,
now.
there's like a similar thing that happens if you try to name yourself Kairos in Overlord. Like, it just does not let you do that.
I love that. Hope
Like, I think it's actually,
luck.
it's against the law to name your baby Kairos in Kairos' empire.
You must rename your baby. The Horatio on stage must have some way of checking our progress, because after a moment he continues.
Initiates, you need not address Category X personnel or unsightly species you may encounter directly. You may find the closest underling to do that for you. Be aware that there are many new species that have been added to his glorious empire.
Do we get to romance them?
Probably
Why
not.
would you? Zine uglies aside, there might be some more aliens around the station. Do not be alarmed, they should all be tame.
Well, what if I'm horny Ratio. Maybe I just want to be just friends.
Why would you? Okay, whatever. Generally, the rough and unwashed masses are kept away from their betters, but several client species are permanent residents aboard Kappa Station. It is entirely possible that you'll come across some of their representatives over the course of the next few weeks. Should you need to communicate with them, they are familiar with our speech and will attempt to replicate it, to the best of their ability.
Oh, he's given like the DreamWorks fucking eyebrows.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah.
He knows that you don't own air fryers.
I want an air fryer, so Horatio will end this playthrough with an air fryer. Mark my fucking words.
Most of the new species we have encountered have proven to be just as disappointing as we expected.
He smirks. He flicks his wrist and pulls his belt buckle for— What are you doing? Oh, okay. With the wave, the buckle lights up, revealing a small hollow. I thought he was taking his pants off. Fancy!
Now, for a brief overview of what has happened in the last decades. Relationships with the so-called fledgling United Empire remain very cold. Representatives from their young leader, a male human called Zelivus, have refused vassalage under the auspicious leadership of Horatio himself. That's interesting. He said young. Zelivus is an old man, I guess.
Compared to Horatio.
This is a prequel?
I guess Horatio, because he's like immortal, he's older than him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, just based on the preview.
Actually, let me try and find a picture of Emperor Zelivus next time I get a break from voicing him. Similarly, they have repelled violently several attempts at claiming outer planets for our empire. Proceed with caution. Relationships with the robotic insectoid hive known as the Cravers are still at an all-time low. They have eaten the last dozen envoys as well as the ships they came on.
They hungry.
The colony of Hig was deemed lost after we had to vitrify the surface in the year 10191 or 10,191 after him. Their strength would make a great addition to the Empire, but at this time we are not pursuing efforts any further. Similarly, we are currently not in speaking terms with the Sophon Republic. The diminutive know-it-alls have recently jumped the gun and seized the system of Ingress and... Wait, this happened centuries ago.
He flicks through several screens.
Oh, that's why he said young. Okay.
He flicks through several screens on his holoscreen in rapid succession.
All this information is completely out of date. Who messed with the geopolitics database? I am surrounded by complete idiots, I swear. Never mind this.
He turns off the holoscreen, sighs, then continues.
I guess I will be doing this from memory. It might be a bit patchy, something that your own memories will encounter too once you start living in your body for a while. Something to do with having millennia of memories of him. Moving on, you might be wondering why so many of you are being decanted at this time, and for what purpose. This station is home to Horatio Academy, where the best and brightest of his siblings come from all across the Empire for further education. The best of these, in turn, get a shot at joining the other academy, led by a Vodiani male called Isyander. Ah, the Vodiani. Life-sucking ghouls who live in gigantic space arcs and prey on the defenseless souls of our brethren. Except this Isyander fellow, who fled them and founded the academy, a place that has grown into immense power. They have knowledge and mastery of dust.
I do too when I have my dust swiper, my Swiffer, wet wipe, fucking broom.
Your purpose, if you end up among the chosen few, is to go there
You okay,
and
King?
No!
acquire some of this knowledge and power, and bring it back for the glory of his empire. Finally, the why so many of you at once. Well, 2 of our exploration vessels disappeared recently. They contained the brightest minds of this generation, our best shot at getting the knowledge we're seeking. They are gone now, and just a very short weeks before Horatio Prime himself is due to review our Academy cadets.
Horatio Prime?
Horatio Prime himself is coming to Kappa Station, and we have no cadets. The shame this would bring to me, and to the whole station, would be unbearable. Anyway, you have got about 3 weeks to become these cadets. There will be extensive training. There will be classes. There will be etiquette courses and lessons of the latest courtly dances.
Ooh, we're gonna have a school dance.
There will be no failure, or else. Now, if you have questions, keep them for your instructors tomorrow. Time for you to get sustenance and retire to your personal quarters. Oh, by the way, I should explain what dust is. It's... Okay, the basic version of it is it's like something between magic and nanobots. It's like this stuff that's found all over the galaxy and it's used as money. And it like lets you do crazy stuff.
Oh, it's that crazy dust.
The heroes from Horatio Academy are basically people who have been given superpowers by dust.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, if you get exposed to a large amount of dust at once, you usually either die or turn into a hero.
So it's kind of like the Grey Wardens, kind of, except accidental exposure to drinking darkspawn blood is not really a thing in that universe. But
anyway.
I get it. I'm vibing with it. He turns away and walks out the same way he came, under the arcades and out of sight. There's arcades? This Eternus PO2 guy is something else. He has a... Hold on, let me just save. I don't need to, but I just want to. He has a certain allure. If I understand him correctly, I have 3 weeks to...
aura.
A sensual aura. If I understand him correctly, I have 3 weeks to not only pass for a normal Horatio, but to become an outstanding specimen worthy of sending on to steal secrets from a powerful alien entity. Gotcha. People have already started getting up when the other one comes back. Master Sergeant something, I believe.
Attention, please. You are now going to be provided with dinner. Follow me to the mess hall.
Without waiting, he turns around, walks down the podium, and off into the direction opposite the one we came. My brethren and I quickly follow. Finally, we get here. Goop! Yummy! Yummy! Should I get 1 goop or 2 goop? Compared to the concourse in the place we were just in, this is a rather drab place. Somehow halfway between a spaceport and a hospital. Doesn't look like a place to enjoy dinner as much as a place to eat. A place to feed oneself. Some of my, classmates are already in line, and a few have already sat down to eat something I can't quite identify yet. It's 1 goop and 2 goop. I've decided to say classmates, since I can't settle on whether I should be feeling any kinship towards one another. Or we should. It does feel strange to hear brethren every other sentence, and I guess calling us cadets might be getting ahead of myself yet. The headmaster's speech didn't really help normalize the situation, really. Someone bumps into me, and I realize I'm holding up the crowd. I get in line. I grab a tray and slide it on the rail. There are some odd kitchen utensils available, but I'm not sure what purpose they serve, so I compromise by taking a spoon from the lot. Upon closer inspection, I realize it's a spork. The future looks amazing.
I want to take that one line out of context. I want to screenshot that.
Here, let me go back for you, King.
Okay, 1 sec. Snipping tool.
Me when I go to KFC.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. I look up at the people serving us food. They're all Horatios too, wearing some sort of jumpsuit and looking pretty upset to be here. Oh, this is our bad boy, huh? One hands me a bowl of something I don't quite recognize, serving me a mean look at the same time. I'm surprised by the direct contact, and before I know it, I'm saying, hello? Thank you? The Horatio lunch person is as surprised as I am and frowns before saying back,
Enjoy your food.
I've never before seen anyone so begrudging in saying thank you. But then again, I've not seen many people. Take it easy, friend. I shuffle along and look at the contents of my bowl. I love how we're getting, whenever the portraits pop up, I'm like, oh, there they are. Our options. Which is how I feel about regular visual novels. I just go, and I rub my hands together like a little freak. I shuffle along and look at the contents of my bowl. It's slop. Definitely slop. I don't know what it's made of or what animal it came from. Oh well, at least it seems hot. I grab some water and a piece of bread. No dessert options. Princely. I look around for a place to sit next to someone, hoping for a bit of, well, any kind of interaction. I sit down next to a bored-looking classmate, but after a few overtures and encouraging smiles, I give up. Every me's a bit on edge, and at other tables, it looks like people are focusing on the contents of their tray. The slop proves to taste just as awful as it looks. Once I'm done pushing down the last bits of food left, I stand up and go put my tray back where I've seen others do so. A fair bunch of people have left already, and looking at their trays, it seems like I'm not the only one for whom enjoyment of our dinner was minimal. Off to the side, there's a guard ticking people off a long list and sending them down a hallway. It's that Master Sergeant dude again, I think. Some of us, it seems, have different face markings and uniforms, although I'm not sure what their meanings are. We lock eyes and he barks up.
What's your name, first level initiate?
I enunciate clearly. I am Horatio F21. First level Megri's Horatio F21. He searches for a few moments, then finds it.
Yeah, Horatio F21. Your living quarters are in section B8, level 9, hallway 47, door 32. It's down this way. Just follow the signs, you can't miss it. And if you do, you'll figure it out eventually.
I look the way he's pointing at, a nondescript hallway off to the side, leading away from the concourse. I look back at the guard, but he's turned his attention to someone else. Hesitantly, I set out to find door 32. My footsteps echo softly down the long, empty hallways. We gotta run into another romance option here. This is visual novel 101. We better run into someone and do a meet cute. Like, oh my gosh, I dropped my Horatio slop. I ran into you.
Let me
Oh no,
slurp it
I'm
up.
late to class, I say with Horatio slop hanging out of my mouth.
That's... Oh man, that would be
I'm late
so
to
great.
Horatio class. Gotta finish my Horatio slop and get there.
Yeah, it takes me some time to realize I don't see anyone else, although I sometimes hear voices echoing from afar. I eventually find my way to level 9, hallway 47. It's an even quieter area of the station, which is saying something, but there's music in here, so I'm expecting a scene. There are small doors there, tiny affairs compared to the ones in the main concourse. Even the ceiling is much lower, about 2 meters high. The lighting is a mix of neon glare and the ever-oppressive flicker of a tube that just refuses to give up the ghost. I look around me to get my bearings. It seems I'm nearly at the end of the hallway, where a bend leads to some sort of control system for life support. I guess I'm getting the finest air in the area then. With one last look towards the map, I start down the hall. Door 1, 2, 31, 32. This should be it. I look around. Might be the finest air in the area, but boy oh boy, this end of the hallway looks like it hasn't seen a mop in weeks. There are strange sounds coming from the next door over. Which must be the life support control room. Ominous. Is this the right place? Section B8, level 9, hallway 47, door 32. Yup, no doubt, this is me. This is real, this is me. I pull the heavy metallic door open with a groan and stuff. I couldn't do it. With a groan and stuff inside. I'm really disappointed. I disappointed everyone. From my
I'm trying
vantage
to
point.
do so. I'm not disappointed. Don't worry.
From my vantage point, I survey my new kingdom. From the left, there's a tiny sink for my ablutions, a mirror that doubles as a hollow screen, a toilet with no lid, a closet, a narrow bunk with a blanket and a pillow, and some almost empty shelves. And we're back to the door. All in a cylinder about 2 by 4 meters. Cozy. Well, this may
Living in
not
a
be the...
cylinder?
Yeah, we love a cylinder. Well, this
Oh.
may not be the warm embrace of a cloning birth, but it will do. At least I have a place for myself. I pull the door closed behind me. There's a distant buzzing coming from an overhead
Distracting
fan.
buzzing.
Oh, distracting buzzing coming from an overhead fan. The finest air, huh? I sit down on the bed and look about. It's a bit too hot in here now that the door's closed. There are actual physical controls in a panel by the entrance, so I turn the temperature down a notch. Oh! The buzzing increases to a screech. Is something scraping on metal? There's no way I can sleep with this thing on. I turn the knob back to its original level and the metal screech subsides. Ugh, screw that, it'll do for tonight. I plop myself down on the bed, turn off the light, and pull the blanket over my head. There's a sinister rumble in my belly. That doesn't bode well. Uh-oh. I wake up with a start. I have a strange sensation.
With a shark.
With a
I
shark.
love this part, by the way. This is like, I love like the poetry of this.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm taking a sip of water to...
Actually, can I read this?
Oh, sure.
I had a strange sensation. A dream? A dream in which everyone was wearing the same face, and smiled and snarled at one another in the same breath. They were all playing a part in some big play, and I seemed to be the only one not to know my lines. If my mask fell off, I died. I sigh heavily and push myself off the mattress. I stagger off the bed and put my hands on each side of the sink. I look into the mirror holoscreen. The dream was real. Okay, back to you.
Yeah. I feel a strong urge to puke. I clench... that is a very good line, by the way. The writers here are, like, really good. This has been, overall, like, a much more, I'll say, pleasant visual novel experience than the last time. Wardo and I were in, like, a dating sim situation. Remember, Warden?
I refuse to.
The endless expanse that was the KFC dating sim.
Oh yes, that was fun.
Yeah, I clench
Anyway.
my hands on the sink until my knuckles are white as the faux porcelain and breathe as deeply as I can. The feeling passes. I open my eyes again. I notice there's a blinking icon flashing on the holoscreen.
Can I say something, by the way?
Yeah.
Real quick? So the other day I mentioned how like I had a dream about this game and it made me realize something.
Yeah, you
I don't
did.
know, maybe this is just me, but it feels like this is like a weirdly apt metaphor for autism.
You know what? I'll give that my autistic approval. I feel like it does it can really feel like there's a certain part you're supposed to be playing and you have no idea how you're supposed to be playing it. Like,
yeah, like I'm not just talking about like that dream. It just like the whole situation just feels like you are the one autistic Horatio.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, like I definitely. I mean, it is very true to life. Just being in a situation with a bunch of autistic people and being like, "Fuck, am I doing it right? Am I playing the part?"
Operating with some prior knowledge that you were supposed to have, but you don't.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm 100% with you there. And now I've earned my autistic tag on Twitch for this stream. I always do that, cause, yeah, you gotta know. Otherwise, you will never know how sexy and cool I am. That's the fact. It expands when I press it until it covers half the screen. Breakfast mess hall, classes at Cabby, lunch mess hall, extracurricular, dinner mess hall, advanced classes specific. Ooh. Breakfast is grayed out, and classes is bolded. Looks like I'm late on my first day of class. Oh no! We gotta get some Horatio slop. I bolt out the door and run like my life depends on it. It does. Sorry I'm late. Grand Headmaster. Should I call him that? That's what they want me to do,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's a good one, yes.
I'm pretty sure that's what they want. Grand Headmaster.
You are late indeed, first level initiate.
It's still no air fryer, I see.
Whoa, whoa. You would not be late if you put your Horatio slop in the air fryer.
It seems that the redesign of this station altered it enough that fresh initiates do not find corresponding plans in their memories. Still, the last of your classmates arrived 10 minutes ago. Have a seat. In the future, make sure you arrive on time, Initiate Horny Ratio F21.
Someone's gotta giggle every time. It's just too good. I scurry into my seat in the back. Against my better judgment, my ears and cheeks have turned a nice shade of pink. I can hear my classmates snicker. I sink into the deep comfort of the chair and try to ignore the burning sensation. My empty stomach adds its groans to the chorus. This is just great. Aturnus, PO2, gestures to the hall screen behind him.
Moving on. Over the next 3 weeks, you will undergo an accelerated programs. You would better not miss a class. Subjects covered will be, among others...
He starts listing off subjects and... What did you say, Warden?
Never mind.
Yeah,
what did you say?
You want to run that by us again, King?
Can you?
Don't
Why don't you try it? Why
worry
don't you
about
try
it.
to say it? Why don't you try to say it?
I'm just worried there's it seems like among all these Horatios, there's an imposter in between them.
We are the imposter. I wish that had some significance.
We're we're being a sussy baka today, aren't we, lads?
What are you talking about?
Are you gonna gaslight me? You're like, wait, why didn't you even say anything about Among Us? What are you even talking about? God, you're crazy.
Let's let this low-hanging fruit just be and continue.
He starts listing off subjects in a rapid-fire monotone that is hard to follow. I make out a few words.
History of Horatio in the last 100 years, astrocartography, negotiation, etiquette, startup imperialism, dance, valeting, personal grooming, speechcrafts, xenobiology, dealing with lessers, Horatiology, cooking, reception protocol, fencing, Horatio resources, perfumes, genomic inference, hand-to-hand combat, social hygiene, sublight navigations, logistics, glorionomics, cloning 101, personal disruption, surveillance, xenopolitics, imperial maintenance, fleet maneuvers, spacecraft care 101, aerobatics, and guns. For a start.
Holy shit, Yuzuru. Great. If I had like a cheer sound effect, I'd be cheering you right now. Great line read.
Thanks.
I frown. This sure sounds like an eclectic mix. I have a feeling that simply repeating this list will take up most of the 3 weeks at our disposal.
We will begin with an all-time favorite. Personal grooming.
My classmates let out appreciate ahs and approving nods of the subject choice. Next up is a very detailed anatomical representation of Horatio. Aturnus PO2 begins. Oh, we don't get to see it? Damn it. Why did I come here if I'm not going to see some sexy anatomical Horatio? Melodious...
Do you think his crotch is shaped the same way as his head?
Yes. Yes. But the other way. Not down, but like in.
Oh, sideways?
No. Well, maybe. Melodious chimes sound off in the distance. Heads perk up and look around.
Ah, time flies when we are having fun.
I loved it.
Surely there would be so much more to say. There is a lot more course material. We will get to some of it later, but for now, it is time for you to get to lunch. This afternoon, you will be assigned your first extracurricular activities. Sorry, what was that?
I'm gonna head out now before I fall
Okay,
asleep.
love you.
Good
Bye.
night, everybody. Love
Good
you.
night. Goodbye. There he goes.
They will be assigned to you based on personal affinities. I will see you all
He pauses for dramatic effect.
tomorrow. Same place, same time. Do not be late.
A passing glance. Ooh, a passing wait. Oh, this is him making fun of us. A passing glance in my direction is all the confirmation I need. I look away with a detached air and avoid making eye contact. We're back in the mess hall, and it seems slop is back as well. I sigh. I can't tell if I had better because, obviously, I'm pretty sure these aren't fine foods that we're supposed to be enjoying. The faces around me are a mix of resignation and grumpiness, confirming my hunch. Ain't no one liking the grub here. I shuffle along the line with my tray. The same Horatio I saw yesterday hands me a bowl of the same slop. I sigh again. The Horatio lunch person hears it and his expression changes.
You think this is enjoyable for me? It isn't.
I look at him. You wouldn't happen to have something to make this taste a little better? Anything? He considers this for a moment, then snatches a little spice shaker from the counter and hands it to me.
We sprinkle this on top.
I pour a little of what turns out to be a pungent red powder on my food. I stop, look at my bowl, then add a little more, and a little more still. Soon, my bowl is covered in a thin layer of red. The lunch person looks bemused.
That should be enough, buddy.
Okay, thanks. I hand back the spice shaker and go find a seat. Okay, we want to be, if I sit alone, why am I even saving these in different
What
spots?
happens next, and I'm not going to say anything.
If I sit on my own, do I get approached by perhaps the red Horatio, and we have a lovely little chat? Or I sit with other people and I miss out on
I don't think Red Horatio's gonna be eating in here.
Oh, well, maybe I caught his eye. Maybe Horny Ratio caught his eye. That's the visual novel logic in me. Do I want to be pensive, romantic, sitting alone, or do I want to be like outwardly interacting with other Horatios? Possibly getting into a fight. Now,
you are your own Horatio.
I am my own Horatio. I am Horny Ratio. I think it would be kind of fun if I mess up with other people and then let's just see. Encouraged by what could have been my very first conversation, I'd look to find a seat with other people. I find a table with an empty spot. When I put my tray down, the conversation goes quiet and faces turn towards me. One of them pipes up. Well, if it isn't the late Horny Ratio F21. I realize my mistake. Pick up my tray and go sit on my own. I will find no camaraderie from my classmates now that I've been made the class dunce. I dip my spork in the bowl and give the new improved formula a taste. It's actually pretty good. There's a rich taste of, something or other, and it just unexpectedly warms up and explodes with flavor. I look up from my bowl, full of gratitude for the Horatio lunch person. I smile at him and give him a thumbs up. He nods at me and cocks an eyebrow. I shovel big spoonfuls of the delicious slop into my face, barely chewing on it, and then the spice hits me. My tongue suddenly has become very, very hot. It takes me a moment to realize what's happening. By the time I do it, my mouth is fully engulfed in what feels like fire. Okay, this is relatable for me. Sequel. I'm doing my best to choke on my food quietly, fighting back tears. The Horatio behind the counter is laughing heartily. He did it on purpose! I'm gonna ignore him. I'm living my truth. This is at least flavor. He gave me flavor. I try to do my best to ignore him. It's not too difficult as my eyes are blurring with tears. Relatable. I put my tray in their ternary and leave the mess hall with all the dignity I can muster. I wander back to my room. I can feel a trail of fire down my throat and into my stomach. I wash my face at the sink and slowly regain some composure. The schedule on my holopad switches from lunch to extracurriculars. A little pop-up menu indicates that I'm having imperial maintenance in the kitchen. I'm not sure what this is about, but I know I don't want to be late to it or anything ever again. I trot out of the room. I get to the mess hall minutes later. Running was not a good idea. My stomach is vehemently protesting as I look around for, well, I'm guessing the rest of the class? The other students assigned here? I'm not sure how things work. The place is now entirely deserted, which feels strange. Nobody but me. I'm about to walk out and look for a holopad to check my schedule when I hear a call.
They assigned you? What a coincidence.
You did this! I turn around. It's the lunch person who tricked me. He's waving at me from behind the counter.
Come over here. Imperial maintenance, huh? You must have imperially pissed someone off.
I get around the counter and into the kitchen. This place is a mess. I stand in front of him, my face a carefully composed mask. The fact that my food is still churning in my stomach doesn't help me. I feel queasy.
Come on, don't be like that. It's just a harmless prank. I couldn't know you were already on someone's shit list.
I look at him frowning. Something's not right in my belly. It feels like it's trying to crawl back up.
Oh, you probably didn't know. Well, Imperial maintenance is basically the janitorial duties are all yours. Nobody wants to push a mop for a living, so it's dished out as a punishment. Looks like you and me are on cleaning duty today.
I'm about to speak up when a sudden urge to retch overpowers me. I vomit on the floor.
And this is where you'll start.
I hate the feeling, but I have to say I'm immediately relieved.
Yeah, red fire glass will do that to you when you put on too much. I did kind of set you up for it. Sorry?
He hands me a dishcloth, which I wipe my mouth with. He's the bad boy, I told you. He's the bad boy.
Old.
Oh, his name is Darian.
I'm Darian F-19, by the way. Second level initiate, Megrez Darian F-19.
Oh, so he's an upperclassman. Horny ratio. First level Megrez, horny ratio F21. His hand is still open, extended towards me. He's looking intently at me. Can I kiss it? Oh, no. I don't get to be horny ratio. I place my hand in his and squeeze, feeling like it's an appropriate thing to do after introductions. He looks taken aback. His hand is warm and limp in my clammy fingers. The experience is deeply uncomfortable. Okay, relatable.
Away.
Okay, no way.
Let's roll with it. I like
Yeah.
this. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what I was trying to do here.
Oh, that was.
I like this guy. I forgot how much I like this guy.
Oh, that's my line, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I was trying to do here. We let go. I grab a mop and a bucket and set about cleaning up my mess. Darian F-19 surreptitiously snatches the dishcloth from the countertop I've let it on. He does his best to look like he's cleaning, but after a couple glances at him, it's clear he's just puttering about. From time to time, he looks back at how I'm getting on. Once I'm more or less done, he turns to me.
I think we're pretty much done here. What do you think?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know about you, but I've got places to be. Better things to do than pushing a mop around. We could just call this a day and go about our lives. How does that sound?
Won't we get caught? I'm not exactly popular right now. He laughs. Having had this laugh directed at me just minutes ago, I'm not sure how to take it.
Right. You're on the shit list. Let me show you how things work around here.
He walks up to a wall-mounted holopad and starts typing around, flicking windows open until he finds what he's looking for.
Ah, there. See? Imperial Maintenance Kitchen. Our names. That's basically the low-level schedule. Well, if you put your hand on the biometric scanner here, and then click on Edit, you can, you can just remove us from this. Extracurricular my smooth ass.
Wait. Lore? Why your ass move? I have to admit that I'm impressed. And that really works?
I'll tell you something. Something you may not have realized yet. The security features are here to protect the Empire from its indesire. They are not exactly geared to protect it from insiders who might have different inclinations.
He turns to me.
So what do you say? Are we done here?
I consider my options. I'm just gonna save. I don't really need to save every time, but sometimes I just want to.
This feels better.
Yeah, it just feels better. It feels right. To be completely honest, Horatio wants to get along with people. So I think maybe they're a little bit of a coward. I really like this cool dude. Darian's cool. Cool guy.
Yeah.
But Horatio is just too cowardly.
I remember I played this the first time. I didn't even realize, I wasn't even sure it was actually supposed to be like a visual novel with romantic elements, despite the name, because I just got through it, this first chapter, without like any romance happening at all. It's like, that just seems to be how I go when romantic elements in a game are not like front and center.
Yeah, I told you that Divinity Original Sin 2 had romance, right? Because I remember.
I had actually completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, it's like, look, I'm always sniffing for it. I'm always on the lookout, because romantic subplots are a little bit of a special interest of mine. So I'm always sniffing around. I'm always trying to see. I'm usually not surprised.
Me mentioning how I didn't actually realize Mass Effect had any romance until I watched like a video from Mr. Weeble talking about it. Oh my god.
Like, considering the first game, there's like no way to escape romance. Like, someone is like, you can, I guess you can.
Here's the thing. I just didn't go down below deck. I just didn't talk to my squad mates outside of missions.
So you didn't get
trapped in a weird... business. I was focused on the mission.
Oh my god. That's good, because some of, like, the romance in the first one is, like, really... You get trapped in, like, a love triangle, like, so easily. It's just so weird. Like, you can't be nice to people without them going, oh, you want to marry me? Uh-huh.
Oh my god, they're all nice guys.
Yeah, everyone. It's way too risky. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can spare getting caught right now. I was late to class this morning, and the headmaster was pretty upset with me. If I want to have the chance to make it through the week unscathed, I better put in the work.
To justify yourself to me, I honestly don't care that much either way. I was just being nice because of our little mishap earlier.
Okay, you're tsundere. He presses a few buttons on the holopad, and a moment later he turns back to me.
Have fun maintaining the Empire.
He leaves the kitchen, waving a hand casually over his shoulder. I stand alone. Right. I take a good look around me. Except for the bit of floor that I mopped, the place is nearly identical to the state I found it in. The bucket is full of something very suspicious. Some very suspicious, vaguely foaming liquid, and half the floor is covered in it. I step on that area that is slightly wet, and it seems to stick to my sole. I gingerly step away, but the damage is done, and now I have a sticky boot. What is this thing? I spot a big jug on the counter, and it's got a cap on. I come for a closer look.
Captain.
The text on the side reads, "Sweet and sour fowl sauce." I take a whiff of the contents, and no doubt this is what's inside the bucket. Oh, Darian F-19, what were you trying to do? I open storage compartments at random, looking for something to clean this mess up with. Eventually, my eyes land on a jug of a similar shape, size, and color. A cursory glance on the back of it reveals that it is indeed an all-purpose detergent. With a heavy sigh, I grab the bucket full of goop and look for some place to empty it. I notice the recycling chute, and after a brief shudder, open it with a press and upturn the bucket. The contents spill out, sickeningly slow. I rinse the bucket with water, pour 3 times the amount of detergent the instructions require, grab the mop, and get to work. I did it! Oh, I forgot to read that line. After an excruciating hour of work later, I woke up out. Whoop. I'm exhausted, but the place is sparkling. I decide that I'm officially done. I put the cleaning products away and walk out of the kitchen. Maintaining an empire is exhausting. I step out in the hallway and walk around without a particular purpose. All in all, I am pretty pleased with myself. After a few minutes of aimless wandering, my steps take me back to the concourse. It's almost empty compared to the first time I saw it. Still, the murmurs of distant conversation, the echoing footsteps, the light filtering from outside, all of it contributes to giving the place an air of reverence. I try not to gawk as I walk around. The freely growing trees, the fountains and water pieces with running water, all of this contributes to paint a picture of an empire built on a boundless pride. We are, I'm pretty sure, of one small mistake from a small tragic accident here. If the glass ceiling were to shatter, boundless arrogance or endless optimism? Probably a little bit of both. I hear footsteps rapidly approaching and startle as if I were caught doing something illegal. Thought crimes! Thankfully, nobody can hear what's going on in my head. Can they? I look discreetly over my shoulder and recognize Excris B12, the Master Sergeant guy. He's in an agitated conversation with, I think it was Turgis FO7, the lab tech. I hear some of their exchange as they get closer.
What do you mean you don't know where he is? I am his instructor, same as you. I am not here to track brothers at your convenience. If you of all his siblings hadn't kept on piling sanctions on him to build character, he might have been more assiduous in his attendance.
Extras B12 comes to an abrupt stop a couple meters away from me and turns to face Turgis FO7, practically shouting in his face.
This is important! Well, I'm sorry I can't help you. Not only is this not my expertise, but I've got prior engagements. I don't get it! It's blowing ships up and showing Eternus PO2 your worth. He was lucky to be selected for fleet maneuvers in the first place. Who wouldn't jump at the chance? Looks like he wouldn't.
Is this Darien? Are we learning more about our resident bad boy?
I don't know.
Excris V12 stomps off down the hallway. Turgis FO7 turns around and, in a dignified, rigid posture, he mutters in the general direction of the Master Sergeant.
I'm almost late for my picnic now. Now, where is the greenhouse? Ah, this way.
He walks away at a leisurely pace. Fleet maneuvers? That sounds like an advanced class. It could be a way to blow things up, take pressure off, or a way to try and fit in, show what I'm worth. On the other hand, a picnic? What do I want to do? Show fleet. I want to see a picnic. I would love to do a picnic.
See, this is where we officially diverge in our choices, because I went for fleet maneuvers.
Yeah, you were. I'm in it. Look, Horny Ratio is in it for the love, the romance, the gentleness. He's just here to just experience it. A picnic sounds lovely. That sounds a little too good to be true, but experiences aboard this station can't all possibly be harrowing, can they? I jog out, but I'm gonna need to take a quick break to get some water, cause it's being a time. But I will be right back.
Yeah, I should get something to drink too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some water, and I'm using my new "Be Right Back" screen. Hee hee hee. I'll be right back. Oop. Grabbing some water. still need a quick break to catch my breath, but I got some water now. Okay. How you holding up? Huh? You got a glass of water as well?
Oh, fuck.
Whoop.
Sorry about that. Disconnected my mic by accident.
Whoops.
I got some seltzer.
Nice.
Oh, hey, by the way, off topic. Did you
Mhm.
see that somebody managed to get the vocals in Big Shot more isolated?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I think we might have actually figured out what they're saying now.
Like fully?
Yeah, pretty much. Unless we get something even more isolated that overwrites it, because I mean, it really sounded like he was saying, "Tell me what you're really selling," but that's not what he was saying.
Hmm.
He was saying, "Tell you what, you big shot."
Okay.
Like
Can
some,
you?
I think the lyrics were like, "He's coming for me. Answer the phone. I can't explain until you're all alone.
Oh.
It pulls the strings and makes them ring until your heart starts breaking up."
Oh, that's fucking cool. Especially given how when you answer your phone, it's fucking. Well, you call, you don't answer, but you call on your phone, it's fucking garbage noises or whatever.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. Deltarune is so good. It's just such a good game.
Yeah.
So you ready to continue? I need a couple more minutes. Because I will be taking a sip of water. If you replied, I didn't hear it.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were. Oh, I just realized. Wait, I gave the I. Hold on. I sent the wrong link to that Discord channel. I forgot that you changed
Oh
your.
yeah,
I didn't realize you changed your.
yeah. I changed
Well, yeah,
it.
I forgot because now I remember. But yeah,
Yeah. I did change. Whoopsie. I changed it from the sequel to Dogs to the Sovereign sequel, so that if I ever do anything, the branding is not tied to an existing property.
yeah,
I love Monster Factory, and I'm grateful for them for the sequel to Dogs, the absolute iconic stuff. And I'll keep that as my uh, regular social media stuff, like my
yeah.
personal stuff. But in this case, I am the Sovereign sequel, the king, the P King.
The Piss King,
Yes, that too.
Piss King.
Yeah, that too. Oh my god, yeah. Yassification. I should make a version of my orb and yassify it. Just for me, you know? I love my Be Right Back screen though. I love that. It's my. It's. It's just art. We love to see it. I'm gonna take one last sip of water before I'm ready to go back in. Um, how about you? How are you doing?
Do what?
Hmm?
Yeah, you know what was making me think of that is, well, aside from the fact that I've just been watching a lot of Spammed and stuff, I just saw like a link to this really great like cover of Big Shot that was done with like traditional Japanese instruments.
Ooh. You
Let,
gotta
let
start.
me let me
You gotta send me
share
that
it. I'll
shit.
share it in the swamp
Okay.
because it's really good. I was listening to it while I was playing Borderlands 3, and oh my god, it made such good music for combat. It was.
I will. I will be listening to that once the stream is over, cause it's already a bop. Big Shot is already a bop. I want to do that even more. Oh, hello. Is this one of
What? What are you reacting to?
I'm reacting to chat. Hello.
Oh.
Have I been found? Or is
Ah,
Isaro the
yeah,
one
this
who's been
is.
found?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Izu.
Ah, Isaro summoned me. He used the summoning circle, I bet. He does have those
Yeah.
powers. Oh, are you ready to continue, Isaro?
Yeah. Let me just. A quick recap to bring you up to speed. We're a clone, a defective clone without memory implants, and we have to complete all these classes in a rushed schedule so that we can be accepted into this special academy for like super gifted people across the galaxy. Uh, and also, if anybody finds out we're defective, we're going to get recycled. So we want to avoid that.
Yeah. And there's also the added layer that perhaps there's a romance that could be brewing. We're about to jump in on a picnic. We're gonna third wheel probably on a picnic situation. I jog after Turgis FO7. He turns his head towards me but doesn't stop.
Watching the wrong. I was watching the stream, not
Oh
the
yeah.
share. You look familiar. Can I help you?
I overheard you were having a picnic in the greenhouse. I was hoping I might join you. He stops and considers this for a second. He peers at me intently.
What did you say your name was?
Horny Ratio F21. First level initiate Megri's Horny Ratio F21.
F21. I'm third-rate Chamberlain Megrez Turgis FO7. But among us, the honorifics won't be necessary. Yes, you may tag along. Some games are better with 3 players. You are familiar with the Horatiade, aren't you?
Is that a Horatio arcade? What? No. I might need a rules refresher, especially if you are playing with local variants or if the rules have changed recently.
We are playing with a local variant.
It looks like I'll just have to fake my way through this game, just like I do with anything else. Greenhouse picnic, I'm coming.
Let's go then. We're already late.
He resumes his walk and I follow.
I'm not sure Izo is still here. Oh, wait, never mind. I see.
Yeah. We walk for a good while, past many signs that read greenhouse and point in another direction. I glance at him sideways, but he doesn't seem to worry. Eventually, we get to a quiet area. A sign, out of order, is placed in front of a door that reads Greenhouse Axis 9. Turgis FO7 steps around it and grabs the handle. With a hiss, the door opens. A wave of hot and humid air hits me, accompanied by a strange and fragrant smells. I hear bird calls coming from inside.
After you.
I step into the greenhouse and into another world. Ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
Turgis FO7 steps in and closes the door behind him. On this side, it is barely distinguishable from the thick foliage surrounding us. I look around me in astonishment. Plants, bushes, trees, and vines are everywhere, dripping over one another towards a canopy I can barely make out. This place is deeply alien and yet oddly familiar. It feels like being in my clone birth.
Your mouth is open. Be careful you don't accidentally swallow a mosquito.
I would never do that accidentally. Mosquito?
Don't worry, there are no mosquitoes here. Try as we might have, though, it was impossible to prevent most insects from cropping up here and there. The larvae were in the saplings and in the pots, you see. Anyway, we also have an assortment of wildlife, ranging from small amphibians to birds, with more exotic species coming from all over the Empire. Those who survive, anyway. This way, do watch your step.
He starts walking through the underbrush. I step after him gingerly, careful not to trample anything or step in anything weird. Is that mucky stuff poo-poo? Do you have any predators here? I'm not gonna talk about shit, okay? We're not gonna talk about shit here. We're trying to set up, like, if there's gonna be, we don't want romantic talk about shit. We aren't gonna do he's all that, or whatever. We're gonna do this. Do you have any predators in here? He chuckles.
Hurt you? Too much? We are the biggest threat around here.
We walk for what feels like a while through the forest. Every once in a while, I catch a glance of a familiar sight, a support pillar here, or a window pane there. Otherwise, I'm pretty lost. I think we have in all likelihood covered a couple 100 meters, but I am pretty sure I could never find the exit we came in through ever again. This last thought kind of freaks me out, and I hurry to catch up with Turgis F07 when he rounds a big tree and suddenly stops.
We're there.
This is a perfect place for a picnic. We arrived at a small clearing nested against a stone ridge. That can't be a real rock. Then I realize that off the ridge drops a waterfall. The place is breathtaking. I start smiling without being able to help myself. Whoa.
Quite place too. Come on, let's introduce you.
I snap out of my reverie. Introductions? Turgis F07 walks into the clearing, stepping on a patch of grass. Another Horatio is lounging there, laying back next to the water. I recognize him immediately. Darian!
Horatio F21. Allow me to introduce you to...
Darian F19. I know him.
Oh.
He sits up a bit and waves at me.
Fancy of you to join us.
Turgis F07 sits down cross-legged and I follow suit, although it takes me a couple tries to get it right. Darian F19 opens up his satchel and starts pulling out various food items from it. He starts passing fruit around. I eye the thing suspiciously. It's purple, with a curly hard stem and no visible imperfections. I'm gonna fucking eat it. I'm not even gonna save. Yummy fruit.
I want to say real quick, I feel I'm very proud of myself for, and maybe I'm wrong about this, maybe it just feels like I'm doing a good job of this, but I think I've been doing a pretty good job keeping their voices the same yet different.
Yeah, I think you're doing a pretty good job. Inflections and pretty much like casual. I guess inflection is the best way to say that's where the difference comes in. But I've been getting that too, dude. Especially with Darian, since he's just a casual guy, apparently. He's just a guy. Like, is he even really Horatio? He's just a guy. You know what I mean? He's both Horatio and a fella. But, yeah, I would agree with that, I think. I don't think anyone is trying to poison me. I put the fruit to my mouth. Juices pour out after my first crunchy bite. It's so incredibly tasty that I feel tears well up in my eyes. A sweet note followed immediately by a sour taste that makes the back of my palate tingle. It is my favorite food in the world. I try to speak with a full mouth. This is so good. Where do I get this kind of fruit?
Well, the trees in another part of the greenhouse.
He smirks.
They grow on the same goop as you.
This dampens my satisfaction a little bit, and I eat the rest of my fruit in silence. Turgis F07 and Darian F19 seem slightly amused by my reaction.
To answer your question, though, I didn't pick them myself. I liberated these from the station's pantry. They're reserved for officers and brothers of the station comparable or superior to that of our dear Turgis F07 here.
Liberated. Huh.
Let's just say that they're unlikely to miss any of it, right, Turgis FO7? Yes, their stomachs tend to be delicate since they're used to the Imperial nourishment feed.
You mean the slop we get in the mess?
Indeed, them are so used to eating it that their organs aren't really up for anything different. But on a station where your food regimen is assigned to you, what you eat shows how important you are, so they put on a brave show. In a way, we're sparing them this trial. Here's what I spared them from today. Catch!
Darien F-19 hands out a variety of cookies and what I think is a soft cheese with a mild taste. I'm hungry now. We top it off with a fizzy drink, soda, and then we sit in companionable silence, idly watching the water stream by. This is a good picnic. Okay, you know what? I'm glad I did this. I'm just having a good time with my buddies. Birds sing in the trees around us. We're 1,000,000 kilometers away from the rest of the station.
Want to play a game?
We turn towards Darien F-19.
Come on, Horatiate anyone? You know I'm always up for a game. How about you, Horatio F21?
I have no idea what this game is about. I'm not sure I'm up for another bout of faking my way through the day. It was so nice just hanging out. What should I answer? Now, what do I do? What do I do? This is the horny option, right? This is the horny option. But I want to play the game. But we gotta be in character. So I'm just gonna see what happens. If they don't come with me, I'm gonna reload and then I'll play the game.
Yeah.
But if they swim with me...
I think they do because I recall a screenshot.
Of them playing in the water?
You will see if this works.
Okay. How about we go for a splash instead? The water looks nice. They look at one another.
I mean, we could. Did you bring your swimsuit? I didn't.
Oh no!
I
thank
knew
God.
bathing was always a possibility, so I packed a few. There's even one for you, Horatio F21. Thanks. Oh wait, that's you.
Darien F-19 rummages in his satchel and hands out a few pieces of brightly colored synthetic underwear. Both him and Turgis FO7 get up and start undressing, so I stand up to do the same. But for some reason I turn around. Privacy? Ah!
Yeah. Let the record show I hate these things.
Hell yeah! Oh, hell yeah. These are the swimsuits?
See, this is what I saw. Noah's recording you, and I'm just not comfortable with your noodle in my puddle.
Oh my god.
What about you, Horatio F21?
I look down at my own midsection. I am rather embarrassed by the garish colors of my outfit, however small it is. Why can't I just be proud of it? Why can't I just be proud?
Whatever kind of Horatio you are, you're still a Horatio.
Okay. I'll just do I look like an idiot. I have not seen anyone wear any of these around the station, and I'm sure there's a good reason. I look like an idiot, don't I?
I know. Worst. But if Darien F-19 here doesn't want any bits floating around him for some reason. Hey, Darien F-19, our bits are every bit as perfect as yours. We are made the same. Whatever, brother. Just keep them in your pants.
I'm not sure what the deal is with those two, so I decide to dip an experimental toe into the water. It's surprisingly warm. Oddly warm. Turgis FO7 chuckles.
Surprising, huh? It's not a real waterfall. It comes from a pump all the way in the back, so of course it's room temperature by default.
I love this. Oh, okay. I feel like this would have been better if the water had been a little colder, but even so, it feels pretty amazing. I am cautiously wading into the wading into the water when I hear a shout and rustle from beyond the ridge above.
Excelsior!
Darien F-19 runs out of the bushes and leaps into the water, grabbing his ankles and curling into a ball. How is he doing that with the flamingo? He barely misses us and drenches us from head to toe. So much for progressively getting wet. Jumping into the water, however, seems rather fun.
Typo. You found a typo.
Yay! First typo, I think. I decided to get in on the action. I only get out of the water when my fingers and toes turn bluish. This was exceedingly enjoyable. Turgis F07, Darien F19, and I laid down on the grass and wait for light from 1,000 distant stars to dry us out. I think I'm about to take my first nap. That's my napping sound.
Oh, look at the time.
Turgis F07 stirs, gets up, and dusts himself off quickly. Darien F19 and I do the same, reluctantly.
Well, back to the rat race.
I got an achievement, Rubber Ducky. You're the one. We love to see it.
Alas.
What does that even mean, anyway? Turgis F07 considers my question for a moment, then leads us out of the clearing and back into the forest, the way we came.
You know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen a rat. Come to the hangar base someday. I'll show you the Calgaros prairie rats that hang around the condensators. You'll love them. I don't think so, dear. Dear?
Dear? Are we detecting... I'm adjusting my glasses. Are we detecting an attachment? We reach the door, which Turgis F07 opens and closes behind us. I start. Well, that was fun. I turn around. They're walking down different paths and away from me, without so much as a goodbye. Thank you, guys. I love you. I put my hands around my mouth and shout my thanks. Turgis F07 half turns and waves back. Darien F19 carries on walking. I'm weirded out, but nonetheless thankful for the opportunity. I make my way home, exhausted. I've never been happier to see my bed. I dive face first into it and instantly fall asleep. Over the next few days, I settle into a routine marked by classes mundane and strange alike. As much as possible. Now, I think at this point, Horatio has tasted the sweet fruit of freedom. I think he's doing his own thing now. I think he is. He must. Because, again, he's tasted fruit. so he's like, okay, I'm having that more. I don't want anything else. I do attend the classes and extracurricular activities up to a point. I try to keep a low profile and make sure no one notices me. For that, I use the trick Darien F19 showed me on the holoscreen. It works, I think. Nonetheless, it's not uncomfortable. I mean, I get to have my fruit. All things considered, while I'm far away from being the master of my fate, I found a relatively easy-to-live routine. Master Sergeant Excris B12 and the instructor clone I've learned was called Third-Rate Chamberlain. Megris Turgis F07 joined Master Aternus PO2 to lead the specific classes. From our accelerated program, our primary purpose becomes increasingly clear. We need to pass the inspection ceremony for Horatio Prime with flying colors at any cost. Learning how to actually perform at this Isiander's Academy? Well, maybe later. We learn that a big rehearsal is planned for the end of the week. My classmates seem excited. Personally, I'm thrilled! This is a great opportunity to show what I've learned. I can't wait!
And most importantly, remember, do not mess this up. Do not screw this up, cadets.
Let him say fuck.
Whatever.
Oh, my options. They're there. They're showing me. They're reminding me. I see. The ceremony rehearsal is taking place today on the concourse. My classmates and I are arrayed in 2 lines, facing one another. The excitement is palpable for this part, as we apparently are going to perform the Imperial Bassidance, a courtly dance that was extremely popular a few centuries ago. That explains why we've had absolutely no dance classes so far. Us newly decanted clones and our instructors alike know the dance very well. Normally. I would say that my memory of it is foggy, of course. I have absolutely no recollection of this dance or anything ever. The only thing I know about dancing in the Horatio Empire are things I learned while browsing on my holoscreen. Let me take another sip of my water. This could be really a lot of dialogue, huh? Okay. First, that there are dozens of dances that have come and gone in favor throughout the centuries. Second, that dancing is something seen as a conduit for social advancement, as it is a chance to mingle with the powerful. It has apparently been used as a plot point in countless stories and dramas, to the point where it is considered a well-worn cliché. This cliché, though, most certainly contains a kernel of truth. We've been paired up randomly with one another, some of us having the honor of dancing alongside our instructors. I noticed that Eternus PO2 is partnered with Excris B12. Are you afraid of something, Eternus PO2? I'm taking another sip of water. This is a lot of dialogue. My own dance companion is not anyone I've actually ever talked to. Barring the disappointed grunt when our respective names were drawn, I've already forgotten his.
Attention, cadets. Every me on your marks.
He presses a couple keys on his holopad.
And music.
This dance is not the worst they could have picked. In Bassidance, the leading couple performs the move first, the other couples replicate it. This leaves me a couple beats to try and process what I'm seeing and mirror their movements. I'm gonna need all the help I can get. They start, a step forward, and a deep bow with an arm extension. I can do that. I nod towards my partner. He grudgingly nods back. Don't be like Buddy. Don't be like Buddy? Don't be like that, buddy. We're in this together. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do that. I don't have the best memory, so thank you, history. Step forward, deep bow. Step forward, deep bow. Forward, deep bow. I put my right foot in front, put my weight on it, and bend at the waist while looking at my partner's feet. So far, so good. Eternus PO2 and Excris B12 have straightened back up and are now taking a side step to the left and back without moving the right foot. Then they step back with their left foot and come back, still without moving the right foot. Just gonna do this part. They can't make me do memory games.
That's fair. Honestly, I would be doing the same thing. I'm not good at, like, forming cohesive visions of things I'm reading in my head.
Yeah.
Which is part of why I don't read books very much.
Yeah, and, like, I have a pretty good idea, typically, of, like, putting information together, but anything like this, where it's going back and forth, like, my memory is just not good enough for that.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, something that I do all the time when I'm reading is, like, when a character or a place is first introduced, I will instantly form a vision of them in my head, and it is very hard to change it. Even if it's based off of absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I just picture a lot of places that I have read, like a lot of rooms, as just rooms I have been in before that I remember. You know, because they don't usually go into details about what the rooms are like.
Yeah, they usually don't. I think the only exception is I play a lot of, like, text-based RPGs, or I used to. And I feel like I never get caught up in misconceptions with what things look like there. Because everything is, like, laid out. Usually in a very, easy to read way. Especially if it's, like, by specific writers that the company hires to do stuff. But it's still, like, it can be, like, yeah, I'll have misconceptions about what people look like or what rooms look like. Usually, a room to me is just a blank. Just, if someone doesn't describe the room, my brain doesn't even try. I just, like, they're somewhere, and there are things in there, and they'll appear when they say they're there. And then I'll know what the room is, sort of. That's how I feel.
You know, to this day, I still have a hard time picturing Zaphod Beeblebrox as anything other than a two-headed, three-armed version of Galaxar from Monsters vs. Aliens. Because that's just the first thing that popped into my head, and they never describe... And Douglas Adams never describes him as anything other than two-headed and three-armed.
Then...
And I'm just thinking, okay, this guy's an alien.
Yeah. Does it say? Who knows? Who knows? Well, I don't know because I haven't read. But I do love that phenomenon where you're just like, someone describes what someone is, like what they look like. And you've just, because they didn't say it, you've just got like the farthest idea from it in your head. Because they just give you like one thing. It happens to me
all the fucking time because it's just like, I don't know, it's really hard to fill it in, and it's like often they'll leave out details until, you know, it's
like later in the book,
and until it has had time to settle. Like, it didn't occur to me that there was anything wrong with my vision of Zaphod's appearance until like they added the details that he apparently passes for human well enough that he cut in on Arthur and Trillian back when they first met on Earth.
Yeah, they don't. That's like, when I do try to write, I definitely run into that issue where, like, trying to describe a character can be really hard when you have the idea in your head. But, like, it's so funny still when authors get to, like, a certain point in the story to go, this detail that has been established that I've kind of been rolling with this entire time. Oh yeah, here it is in writing. And it changes the shit. It's great. I mean, like, not great, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Something I eventually realized about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is that unless described otherwise, every alien looks basically like a human. Oh. It took me a while to get to that because he doesn't bother to describe the appearance of most, you know, aliens.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. Oh man, having aliens that a bunch of them that mostly look human, it's not so fun though. It's not as fun to me. If I'm making an alien, I want them to be fucking cool. Not to say humans aren't cool. Love humans. Think they're cool.
Anyway, do you remember the dance steps?
Yeah, it's, straighten back up. Well, no, I don't remember it, but I can read it. Straighten back up.
It's okay, I don't need memory, I have time powers.
Jesus Christ. You know, yeah, I have time powers. Hold on, why am I even bothering? Set my foot. Back, step forward. Next to me, bumped into me. Oh. Okay, so this one was the right one. I step forward, shift my weight equally among both feet, and come back. I'm slightly off tempo. I don't think anyone has noticed. The leading couple starts a series of small steps toward one another. After 5, they stop, then sidestep to the right. Fuck. Come back, step backwards, come back, take a deep bow. It's the most complicated step yet. 5. Fuck you. Fuck this game. You're making me read and I don't understand.
Step towards the right, come back, step backwards.
Step towards the right. Wait. Step to the right, step back, and bow. Okay. Take 5 cautious steps forward, focusing on my feet. A step to the right, my foot slides a bit on the polished floor, but I recover gracefully with my own kind of arm flourish. I step back just a little too fast, correct my course in a lunge that brings me too close to my dance partner. I take a deep bow and lose balance. Did I just mess up?
Here's the thing. I feel like that was probably... I feel like that was probably inevitable.
Yeah, it said I got the achievement through no fault of my own. So, I guess it's him. Oh, secret romance option?
You moron, can't you watch where you step?
Hold on, my mom called me, so I'm texting her. The two lines of dancers stop. Every me is staring at us. This is bad.
Kind of subpar batch do you come from if you can't even follow along?
Look. The music stops too. This is very bad. Extras B12 pushes his way through to us.
What happened here, cadets? Explain yourselves.
My classmates waste no time in throwing me under the bus. I start yammering, something about having slipped on the slick floor, when I notice a turn as PO2 has joined the circle of onlookers. I decided the best course of action is to be quiet for now. Express B12 summarizes oh, I need to call my freaking order in. Whoopsie. Hold on. We're doing a be right back in the middle of the action. I gotta do that. Sorry, Yuzaro.
Oh, the suspense.
It's intense. I gotta order my tacos too. Okay, I'm back. Holy shit. My voice, like, you wouldn't have been able to hear it, but, like, I've never talked so much before calling in an order of food. So I was like, I am really loud. I sound very, assured today. Which I never do. I'm always like, could I please serve a taco, please? It's very interesting. I decide the best course of action is to be quiet now. Express B12 summarizes the situation for the headmaster.
It seems first level initiate Megrez for Horny Ratio F21 fell onto the other cadet.
A turn as PO2 turns to us.
Is the precedence too difficult for you initiates?
My classmate breathes in to protest, but a gesture from the headmaster stops him in his tracks.
Not one more.
He raises his voice to address the crowd.
The ceremony rehearsal is cancelled. You can all thank Initiate Horny Ratio F21 for this initiative.
Oh.
You can go back to your quarters now.
There are audible gasps and murmurs. A turn as PO2 turned back to me.
Initiate, come with us.
He moves to leave. Express B12 in tow. Yes, sir.
I think stay silent, probably.
Okay, yeah, let's not talk. We're sad.
Because I think yes, sir is.
Oh, yeah, it's not
remember the
rank.
It's like there's a specific time. I think you're supposed to say it. I don't remember what it is, but
yeah, I think it has to be a specific rank that we're around, and I think we're not around that rank.
yeah.
I don't think there's anything I can say that would help right now. I get up and follow, a few steps behind the pair. I have a bad feeling about this. We make our way through the quiet hallways, with neither of them speaking. We reach an area I have never set foot in. The station is as quiet as always, but in here, under these circumstances, it has a certain oppressive feeling. As we turn a corner, Attorney's PO2 throws me a sidelong glance that sends shivers down my spine. The headmaster steps in through an otherwise unremarkable door. Express B12 stops, waiting for me to enter, and the door silently closes behind him. What was that? What?
Might have accidentally made a noise on my.
Oh no, there was
Like-
like a glitch thing that happened that I thought I could replicate, but no. It was not you, it was the game.
Okay.
Despite my precarious situation, I can't help but stare at the opulence of this room. This is everything I've seen in my series, and more. The view is breathtaking. Attorney's PO2 is looking out through the window, back to us. After a few moments, he turns around and breaks the silence.
Initiate Horatio F21. It is bad when a newly decanted clone catches my attention. Do you know why?
Do I say it now? Is this like the rank? I'm just gonna save and I'm gonna try it. I think this might be the situation because I'm in front of like higher level people. Is it sir? No, sir.
The defining trait every me here have in common, and that we value above all else, is ambition. We want to get places, gain power. Sometimes, well, most times, we seize it from the cold, dead hands of the brother who held it before us. We want to be seen in a prime light, and to operate in the shadows whenever we need to do more unsightly actions. The worst that could happen is for somebody else to catch us in a situation of weakness. Unfortunately for me, my ability to produce an awe-inspiring batch of cadets that can pass muster is currently in jeopardy. Your antics today have left me in a precarious position. One of my cadets not meeting our standards would be a delay in our esteemed Emperor's plans. A delay I would be responsible for. It might be a lot easier for me to just get rid of you and pretend you were never here in the first place. We are, however, as you no doubt will have noticed, rather severely short-staffed aboard the station. I was loath to reveal the extent of the situation to the idiots overseeing the cloning facilities in the systems for reasons you can imagine. Therefore, until we have discreetly replenished our complement of station personnel, I would rather not have to get rid of anyone, whether they happen to displease me or not. I have two options when it comes to what will happen to you. The first one is the easiest. Assign you on a special mission and send you to investigate the disappearance of our patrol. With some luck, you might never come back. And if you do, you will have learned valuable information. In any case, you are out of the way. The second option exists only because we have invested time and resources in you, and there is a tiny chance you might turn out all right, given the proper training. A second chance, if you will, to prove that you can perform like any of your brothers. At the same time, I would hate to extend this offer to you if you are not ready to step up. Do you understand? The choice, ultimately, is yours. Are you ready to put in the effort, or is this all proving too much for you?
I'm amazed I managed to not say anything snarky or otherwise during this entire monologue. What do I do?
It's your choice.
Oh, this is so fucking scary. This is the scariest thing that could have happened to Horatio. I am eternally indecisive. What would you recommend?
Apart from your absolute lack of rhythm, it seems you were putting in the effort. With our guidance, we could do something with you yet.
I think maybe it's time Horatio goes on a special mission. Maybe, well, that might actually take me out of the romance. So maybe I'll trade even harder. I will do my best to be worthy, sir. I'll train even harder.
This is what I was hoping to hear. And who knows? You might even succeed. Turgis F07 will show you to your new quarters. Now.
Beauty is truth, achievement unlocked.
While we were here, I would also like to congratulate you on your promotion. Junior Probational Assistant Petty Officer Megrez Horatio F21. It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It's so much. The door behind us is open and Turgis F07 comes in.
Grand Headmaster? Take our esteemed Horatio F21 to his new quarters in the officer's wing. Put him on the accelerated version of the accelerated program. You heard me. Very well, sir. If you'll follow me. An officer, huh? May have misjudged you, Horatio F21.
I don't think you did.
Congratulations.
I'll do my best. Thanks, I will do my best. We are silent the rest of the way. We pass through the concourse, then dive into a hallway similar to the one we just left. It seems I'm going to live in the nice part of the station. This is a definite improvement. I'm being un-Horatio right now. I'm just going to be grateful for everything. I'm going to be like, this is so good. I love it here. I'm doing good. And everything's just turning up great. This is a definite improvement. Eventually, Turgis F07 stops in front of a door and turns to me. He speaks up in a studied monotone.
Section A9, Hallway 14, Door 23. This is your new home.
He pushes the door open and gestures at the inside.
After you.
Ooh.
Damn.
This is fancy schmancy. Did you get this one?
I think I might have.
You might.
I mean, I did it differently. I'm not... It's so... Here's the thing. You want to know what happened in my playthrough?
Sure.
I went to the weapons training, and I like, pulled a Kirk, and I, like... Or maybe not a Kirk. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, an example of this trope. Where it's like... I like, I beat the unbeatable simulation with, like... a master stroke of unconventional strategy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Where basically we defeated these Sophons by not fighting them with their highly advanced superior spaceships, but instead basically making improvised boarding pods and attacking them from the inside, you know, slaughtering their crews, because Sophons are a bunch of weak nerds. And that got me, like, a lot of attention and set me on the fast track. And it's so weird to me that you somehow ended up in such a similar position, fucking up the dance.
I didn't fuck up the dance. They just said, I did everything right. I'm just clumsy. They're really desperate, huh? They're just like, look, we don't have anyone else. You tried, I guess. I step into my room. Turns out my room is a suite, and it looks amazing. The bed is bigger. There seems to be an actual bathroom, a sitting area, some nice shelves, and a desk. It looks like a place somebody might live in. Actually, looks like a place somebody already lives in already. It is now painfully obvious that this space was occupied by someone, probably not long ago. The bed is undone for once. There is a uniform on the shower mat. There's a book on the nightstand, its spine cracked from being opened upside down. And of course, there are the photos. I take a closer look. They show several Horatios in various social settings, sitting around by a fountain on the concourse, having drinks in the mess, or squished closer together to fit into the frame of a picture. They look happy. Then there's a picture of a Horatio in full battle dress, standing at attention with a weapon. The markings on his chest place him somewhere in the middle ranks, a junior officer. Was he the brother who lived here? Was he a friend? A boyfriend? Difficult to say what the relationships between all these people were when all of them look the same. Whose place is this?
It's yours now.
Who lived here before? Before me?
Does it matter?
I was stare. We stare at each other for a second. He sighs.
Okay. These were the quarters of Acting Deputy Probational Officer Megraz Amplitus F-20.
What happened to him?
He was part of the cadet crew that was on board the training exploration fleet, the one that disappeared recently. We know of no survivors.
I point at the photos. He glances at them, then looks back at me. What about the rest of them?
To the best of my knowledge, they were part of the crew too. All gone.
Any idea what he was like? He looks at his holopad for a second, flicking screens rapidly.
Record, he was very gifted and succeeded in all his endeavors, and was on a rising trajectory until this happened. Why do you care? It's not like you're gonna meet him, or any of them.
He gestures at nothing in particular.
Anyway, this is all yours now. Feel free to do whatever you like with the personal effects of your predecessor. Your first classes start tomorrow morning. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. Good night, Horny Ratio F-21.
Good night. He leaves the room and shuts the door behind him. I'm left standing alone in the room with someone who looked like me. I look at his personal photos scattered here and there. What should I do with all of that? I'm sensitive. I'm keeping them. I guess I'll keep them around for a bit. It's better than staring at the wall anyway. I sit back on my bed and look at the ceiling. It's been an eventful day. I close my eyes for just a second to process what has happened today. My mouth is dry when I wake up. I step into the bathroom and consider my options briefly before stepping into the shower. They taught me about this in school. They taught me about personal hygiene. The water temperature reminds me of the waterfall in the greenhouse. Did I make a mistake in choosing this mission? Guess it's too late to back out now. I step out and take a look at the holoscreen in what I guess would be the parlor. I can make out my reflection beyond the haptic overlay. I look tired. There are pockets under my eyes, which I'm pretty sure were not there yesterday. I sigh heavily before opening up today's schedule. We've got breakfast. We've got guns. We've got imperialism, I guess.
Put up imperialism.
Yeah, let's learn about it. A startup and imperial. You know he's a trillionaire because he made it startup. Imperialism as a startup. Fuck this guy. Is that all? I tapped the screen a couple times, trying to refresh the display. That seems odd. I head out to the mess hall. I'll figure it out on the way. I get in line and grab my tray. Oh, I know who I'll ask. He's right there, working the lunch counter as usual. Hey, Darian F-19, can I ask you a question? He pours a healthy serving of slop into a bowl and passes it to the brother before me before answering.
Were in order after your little stunt yesterday.
He looks me in the eye.
Sure, what's on your mind?
So this morning, after breakfast, it looks like I've got 2 classes, but they seem to be scheduled at the same time. He considers this for a moment. The Horatios in line start muttering, but he pays them no heed.
You know, unless somebody actively tampered with the system, it's not supposed to double book you for classes. I don't suppose you'd have done anything to piss anybody off?
The one we pissed off. The like brown jumpsuit Horatio. He did this to us. He sabotaged us. I know it. This makes me frown. He has a portrait. I know it's him. He makes me frown. Have I made enemies here? The grumbling from the brothers in line gets louder. They'll wait. Got any clue? Do you have anyone in mind?
Well, there's this guy whose dancing you ruined. And then there's the people who might object to your sudden rising star. Really, the question is there anyone who wouldn't want to hurt you? For the classes, looks like you'll have to make a choice which one you want to go to.
He hands me a bowl of slop.
Would you like something to spice this up?
I shoot him a death glare, grab my bowl, and go. I eat in silence, considering my options. Guns sounds like something X-Chris B12 would teach. Startup imperialism sounds like Eternus PO2. Sounds like that guy's sort of thing. I want to learn about imperialism, so I don't do it. This is my logic here. I'm going to a class I know I'll hate.
I would have picked that just because I don't know.
I want to see.
I mean, for one thing,
the green motherfucker.
I'm thinking about playing this again afterwards. I kind of want to play mine as just like a total Horatio, just like
complete Horatio energy.
Yeah, super ambitious, climb the ladder, get as high as possible. But also, I just want to know what startup imperialism actually means.
Yeah, what
guns
is this?
Is pretty straightforward, you know.
Yeah.
I think we know what guns is.
Yeah.
But like imperial maintenance was janitor. So like, what does startup imperialism mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something. For sure. My decision made. I get up and exit the room, leaving my bowl on the table. This is the same auditorium we usually have classes in. I usually sit at the back, but this time it's going to be different. I sit in the front. This elicits some grumbling from my brother who usually sits there, but who cares about him? I'm here to get the lowdown on how you make the magic happen. Eternus PO2 is a good few minutes late to class, which I find pretty bothersome considering that he's the one teaching it. Still, nobody moves, and we barely make a noise waiting for him. On each side of me, classmates look over their shoulders to check if he hasn't appeared yet, in case he'd be watching us from the arcades. I love arcades. When he finally appears, an unfortunate soul somewhere behind me lets out a gasp, quickly suppressed by the snickers from the classmates around him. At least this time I'm not the target.
Just start up imperialism. The lesson started 12 minutes ago. Since then, what have we learned?
I think to myself, when you're in charge, you can't afford to be late. But I know better than to say that out loud. No one says anything. Again, it seems no one is willing to stand out.
What about you, Horatio F21? Have you learned anything yet?
That's what I get for sitting up front. If you're in charge, you can afford to be late. Let's fucking go for it.
That's...
If you're in charge, you can afford to be late.
I think that might actually be the correct answer.
Yeah.
Did you see his face change?
Yeah, he's like, oh, finally, someone willing to say it. When you're in charge, you can do whatever the hell you want. Well, I said it. I shrink ever so slightly in my seat while looking at him, but Eternus PO2 just gives me one of his sideways smiles.
Hold on one sec. Sorry, I'm on the verge of a sneeze here, and I can't decide if it's coming or going.
I believe in you. You'll sneeze, King. I believe.
That is one way to put it. Indeed, if you are in charge, you can afford to be late. For the purposes of this exercise, all of you represented the Empire, and I represented him. Note how, in the absence of instructions to the contrary, nobody here did anything, said anything, or took any otherwise untoward initiative. Respect for the leader and force of habit have ensured that things muddled along until I showed myself. The takeaway from this lesson is that, in a perfect society, the habit of coercion, the fear of repression can be as strong an incentive as coercion and repression themselves. In many ways, you can expect that the population itself will uphold your... Good one, Horatio F21.
Yay! He smiles at me. It makes me feel funny. Makes me feel... I don't think I'm vibing with him. Like, he's, you know, he's not making me feel you know what I feel? I feel like a fucking target here.
It's not what you did to say.
Look, Horny Ratio has gone beyond his beginning horniness, and he's making decisions, you know?
He's growing as a character.
He's growing. He's like not just outward looking for love. Now he's looking for internal meaning, okay? And that's what I really love about his character growth. The way he talks, it sounds like he's singling me out to the others. It might feel good to know that I'm hitting the right notes, but I'll probably have to watch my back even more now.
Now, let's address the title of this class. Startup Imperialism. Poetic, isn't it? The Horatio Empire, crown jewel of this galaxy, is what you could call a startup that made it. An enterprising entrepreneur defying the odds, luck and pluck on his side, setting off into the unknown for an idea he believed in. He saw the old conventional ways of building an empire and decided he would improve them. He would disrupt them. Back in the day, they did not exactly require processes to make sure everything went according to plan. Once the empire got going, boarding was made trivial, since of course, new brothers received the memories he gave them. This process, however, did not occur in reverse, as there was no way, ethically or technically, to upload non-prime memories to his consciousness. For a while, things went along just fine, as everyone did as he would. But then, situations became more complex, and the need for a stricter hierarchy emerged. He had the genius idea to make the Empire a meritocracy, where true contributions and value are rewarded, where achievements are the only thing that matters. Thanks to this watershed moment for the Empire, constellations are now divided in systems. Below this level, planets and space stations have their own hierarchy, ensuring a smooth transmission of orders down the chain of command. As the Grand Headmaster of this academy, I am the local authority. You are obviously somewhere below. How far down depends on you. Any questions?
He looks at us intently. I can feel his gaze brush against me before he resumes.
Moving on, let us talk about trickle-down glorynomics.
Oh my god. I can feel my classmates shift around me uneasily. What's going on?
Can any me here tell the class what trickle-down glorynomics are? It is a concept you should all be familiar with, but the name is new.
He paces leisurely on the stage, making a show of waiting for an answer. After a moment, he stops and points at someone behind me.
Yes?
The unseen classmate speaks up. Is it something to do with Famicroll? Famocracy?
Famocracy? I think it's probably what...
Yeah, good.
Yes, indeed. Good job, you. The underlying philosophy has not changed at all, but the way the concept was framed created a few problems. Most notably, famocracy had an undercurrent of fame means power, which sent the wrong message. Instead of recognizing the true meaning of the most prominent among us has to be the one leading us, it made it sound like one could attain that position of power through fame. That is, of course, completely antithetic to the underlying tenets of his empire, for reasons we will now see.
He removes the portable holopad and starts typing. The lesson ends a solid hour later. I am utterly exhausted. I'm blending in. I try to keep it on the down low to make sure I didn't become a target. Eternus PO2 may have been talking a big game about cooperation and synergy and other corp speak, but I seen the way the looks I got from people I got before people even knew my name. I really don't want them remembering it now. My classmates file out of the auditorium. I'm about to join them in line when I feel presence next to me.
And today, wouldn't you say so, Horatio F21?
we're alone, right? A most excellent... Sure, it's great. A most excellent lesson, sir. I particularly enjoyed our bit of repartee at the fucking start. He gives me a knowing nod and flashes another of his devilish smiles. To say that his teeth are perfect is an understatement.
Did I? These lessons can be very dull affairs if I am talking to a silent class. Anyway, I look forward to more lessons with you, Horatio. I am pleased you decided to step up, as you are quickly becoming one of my favorite students. Might have said before, but we might do something with you yet.
I don't trust like that. I turn a very nice shade of pink, but say nothing. I look around my new quarters.
I don't know,
as I step through the
like
door.
it. It makes me feel, vicariously, it makes me feel special.
Aww.
It makes me feel, yes,
Yeah.
I am winning approval.
From this fucking guy. Just from, yeah. I just definitely, from my own experience with the teachers, I have been in situations where they're like, you're a good student, and I have, like, not liked them at all. So it's a very interesting thing to come back to. It's just like, aw, damn it, I'm gonna be forced to play devil's advocate against this motherfucker, huh? That's the situation.
You know something I'm just now thinking of? Like, this experience I had throughout a lot of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to sound like I'm, like, humble bragging, but I had, like, a lot of teachers say that I was really smart, to the point where I kind of stopped believing it, you know?
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I don't think
I think
that's
in the back
humble
of my
bragging.
mind, I think in the back of my mind, I always kind of had, I kind of got this thought of, well, yeah, but if I was a fucking idiot, you wouldn't be telling me.
Yeah.
You know, to the point where the flattery that has felt the most sincere and that has affected me the most deeply is flattery that came from my peers, because they don't have to be nice to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So when
I can
they
feel
tell
that.
me I'm smart, I actually believe it.
Yeah, I definitely relate to what you're saying in a different way. I got like a lot of people telling me I was like smart. Not smart. Why did I just copied you. Sorry, I copied your tragic backstory. No, I got a lot of people telling me that I was nice. Like a lot of teachers telling me that I was nice, which eventually feels like nothing. And then it feels like they don't know how to say anything else about you because they don't actually like you. You know? It's kind of messed up. But I see where you're coming from because my peers would not tell me I'm nice unless I am. Teachers are looking for something to say.
You want to know one of the probably the smartest I've ever felt?
What?
I was in a resource lab class, and like some of my classmates were on the computer playing the impossible quiz, and they were stuck on the one where you have to get from one part of the game window to the other without touching any of the blue in between.
Yeah.
And like they were stuck on it, they couldn't figure it out, and I was just sort of watching, and I was like, "Hey, can I try this?" And I got it, and I figured out the solution of go outside the window to the other side, and it like blew their minds, and they were telling me how clever that was.
You were the coolest kid in school. That would have actually, yeah. If I were there, people would have been like, "Holy fuck, this kid is like the fucking smartest kid in the entire fucking world." That's how important the impossible quiz was to our generation. That is how just important it was. I look around my new quarters as I step through the door. Doesn't feel like home yet, but I guess things change fast around here. I feel drained from my day. The pictures on the wall are smiling at me. It is oddly comforting. I fiddle with the holoscreen for a moment, checking tomorrow's schedule. Looks like the big item of the day is another dance class. It is simply called dance, in a rather understated fashion. Last time I attempted dancing, it went moderately well. But hey, that's a problem for another day. I survived today. I'll do my best tomorrow. I lay down in my bed.
Would you be okay with, stopping this here?
Yeah, I'm
And
perfect. My food just got here.
this feels like a really good time to close it off and
Yeah.
leave it for next time.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'll just read this one last time and then we will fucking end the stream. Also, I wanted to say, I've been thinking about this. The floor, maybe it's the rug or whatever, looks like salmon. Or is it
Yeah,
tuna?
see that kind
Salmon?
of pattern to it.
Yeah. I've just been thinking about that this whole time. So I lay down on my bed and close my eyes. This time, my sleep is peaceful. And next time, we're gonna... Let's do a fucking... I want to do a fucking revolution in this game. Maybe Horatio just usurps this whole situation. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. But thank you for joining me, Zaro. This was very fun. This is like actually, this is much better than the KFC dating sim, I'll tell you. Like a much more enjoyable experience because there's a lot of progress happening. It doesn't feel like it's taking forever.
By the way, did you figure out that this was made for April Fool's Day?
I saw it on the Steam list. It says
Yeah.
when it was published. So
Yeah, like there was a
surprisingly
moment where
good
I was
one.
watching it, and you can still see my comment on YouTube on like the trailer video. Because like initially I got really excited for it, then I remembered, oh, it's April 1st. Okay,
Yeah,
and this is just.
but then it was an April 1st gift.
Yeah, it was real.
That was like the best way to do. So good. I fucking love, God, the swimming, their fucking thingies, the fucking, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm having a
Yeah,
good
honestly,
time.
it was really interesting seeing this side of it because again, I was playing my Horatio as very driven, very no nonsense, and determined to not die.
And I was playing Horny Ratio like every visual novel, like dating sim protagonist.
Yeah.
Which.
So it was like you saw a very different side of this space station than I did.
Yeah, which makes me want to, like, if I ever have the chance to, just look around, see what I can do. Fucking, what's the term? See more people stuff. That's not the term. Play another playthrough. That's the term. That is seeing more character stuff, though. But, thanks for joining me, and I'm gonna end the stream right here. Goodbye, everyone.